my toolie, what it do? Meet me in the alley with the troops.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gregory. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of different things involving Call of Duty Mobile, one of those things being global release. So in today's video, I'm going to briefly touch on when I think global release will be, why I think global release will be around this time, and also I'm going to be talking about the soft launch of the game and what soft launch even means and how it could hint that global's coming like really soon. Another thing I want to talk about is the competitive scene for this game, what kind of organizations are getting involved, the organization I'm in now, and my current, I guess, status of where I'm at with the competitive scene of Call of Duty Mobile. And finally, I want to talk about what's new in the game and why I think these new games are going to hit for global release and why it's healthy for a game to be doing this. I overall just want to talk about a lot of things that really need to be addressed about Call of Duty Mobile, just some really big topics that are going to affect the game in the future. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. You can show me that you did by leaving a like and hit the subscribe button for more Call of Duty gameplay and news videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so the first topic that I want to address is release for global launch. This is one of the hot questions right now for the Call of Duty Mobile community. Everybody's giving their speculations. Some people are like the game should have been released months ago. Some people are like they still need time. In my opinion, I think the game is going to be globally released within the next 1 to 2 months, maybe even sooner, depending on the next thing they do to the game. That could give us hints, and I'm going to talk about that right now. So first thing, I want you guys to understand what soft launch means. So first thing that needs to be confused, or that needs to not be confused, excuse me, is the difference between a beta release and a soft launch release, because I was confused on this for a long time. What a beta, here, let me scoot to the middle of the camera. It's a little bit, it's bugging me. So what a beta release is, if you guys don't know, it's basically the game in development for testing, right? What a soft launch is, which is actually what the game is currently in right now with the new Australia and Canada releases into those countries. Obviously, you can still play it outside of those countries, but those are where the servers are. Soft launch means the game is out, but it is still kind of like in a little bit of a testing stage, but it's out and people can play it, and the stats will no longer reset. The game will no longer reset. So if you guys didn't know, in the last betas, the first one being the, I guess, the alpha beta for China, which I actually never played, but there was one after that, the India beta and the Australia beta. With the start and end of each beta, everybody's progress and stats reset, so you basically start at 0. Now with the Australia and Canada release in these new servers, you no longer will have to start again when this game goes into global beta or when it goes into global release. Right now, if you are playing Call of Duty Mobile, all the progress that you get, it sticks, it stays, you're not going to lose it. So what that means is, as we know, the beta cycles are usually like 1 season long. I'm not sure how long the seasons are. They're like a month-ish, maybe 2. Actually, no, they're like a month. They're maybe even less than a month. But that's how long the beta cycles are. So now that we started this beta, I want to say like a week ago, or excuse me, not beta, soft launch, about a week ago. Basically, that means when this cycle is over, the next cycle of maybe next soft launch, which nobody really predicts. I don't think there's going to be another stage of soft launch in new country. I think it's going to be a new beta overall. So maybe a global beta, or maybe it could be a global launch overall without even a global beta. We'll have to see. But I'm overall thinking that with this next cycle, we're going to have something global related, because the fact that progress... Hold on, I got to go ahead and mute this thing in the background. I'm not going to edit this clip at all. I'm just going to go ahead and keep talking. So, where was I? If they're having it so you can't reset, or they won't reset your progress anymore, think about it. If they don't reset progress and they have another cycle where they release it to another country, and then you have to use another VPN if you don't live there, obviously, then that would not be fair for when the game actually goes global. So like if it actually goes global launch, if it actually goes beta, all those players that are now playing the game are going to be like, wait, these guys had like a 2-month head start because they weren't losing their progress and they started playing like 2 months ago. So it just wouldn't make sense for them to make another cycle where they release it in one more country. I think it makes sense for them to just release it overall. Otherwise, these players that started playing like a week ago, you know, when the progress didn't reset, they're gonna have all this crazy stuff that's been built up, and all the other players wouldn't get it. So that's one of the main things that brings me to the conclusion that this next cycle, so maybe within the next month of releases, is going to be either a global beta or a global launch. And then the next piece of evidence I have is the game now has in-game currency. And if you guys don't know what that is, you can buy stuff with real money in the game now. And why this is important is because that means that if you buy something and they reset your progress, then they ripped you off and you reset and you lost all your stuff. So that further proves their point. And they even said it themselves. They're like, we're not going to be resetting progress anymore. It was a reliable, like, I believe it was a tweet that said that, and I believe it was either a Call of Duty Mobile source or Call of Duty Mobile themselves. I don't remember, but there's so much evidence proving their point. And all I can say is it's got to be soon. It's got to be in the next cycle, whether that's the next few weeks or the next month. But there's my main evidence for release date for global launch. So moving on to the next topic of this video, the soft launch. Wait, we already went over that. Let's actually move on. Let's skip that one because I already kind of intermixed that with global release. The next thing is competitive scene. So I want to talk about the competitive scene of this game. Now, what I think is going to be really nice about this is because, I just completely screwed up my grammar there. No edits. But what I think is going to be really nice about the competitive scene of this game is, for one, there already is one, and it's actually pretty big considering how early of a stage this game is. Like, in the India beta, the beta that released in India, which was right after the Chinese alpha beta that basically nobody played, there was a huge competitive scene with scrim servers and stuff like that. There's actually organizations right now picking up teams. One of them, Omen. There's Gake Stars, Celeste, Dice, Polar Ace. I'm actually in Omen right now, which I'll talk about a little bit after this. But I think the competitive scene is going to be huge. I think it's going to be bigger than Rules of Survival. I think it's going to be bigger than PUBG Mobile. Of course, it's going to be bigger than Fortnite Mobile because they never had a competitive scene, like a real one. But it's gonna be huge because Call of Duty already has a past of competitive events, and like Capture the Flag and Domination and Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, all these like competitive game modes and stuff like that they've had in the past. So players kind of know how it works, and people already know how to host and stuff like that. They already have private matches as well. Private matches are huge for hosting competitive events and for players to overall host competitive customs against maybe other like people they want to go against. And that's what a lot of the Call of Duty Mobile competitive Discord servers have been doing, is hosting competitive custom games for teams to do 5v5s and maybe like Search and Destroy or something like that. And now I want to talk about my team. So if you guys don't know, I joined Omen Elite. They are known for their mobile gaming, especially in their Fortnite mobile competitive scene and stuff like that. They do PUBG as well. They do Brawl Stars. They have a lot of really well-known mobile competitive scenes. So I joined them about, it was not too long ago. It's fairly new thing. So I'm actually recruiting a team right now. I haven't revealed the roster. I'm not going to reveal the roster yet until everything's set in stone. But I'm going to be playing as a professional player for Omen Elite, so expect that in the future, and this is all going to be for Call of Duty Mobile. So that's going to be, guys, I guess, my official announcement. I kind of said big announcement in a live stream, and then I talked about it during a live stream, but obviously that wasn't like an official announcement. So this is kind of my official announcement. I am in Omen Elite. Some other players that you guys might know in the mobile community that are in Omen Elite, Powerbang Gaming, Grant the Goat, SS Insana, Roland GT, Sin. Some of these are Fortnite YouTubers, some of these are PUBG. Another guy's name, what's that guy's name from PUBG? Zute. There's a lot of really big names that are in Omen Elite, so I'll be with those guys, obviously playing different games, and then with Call of Duty Mobile, I'll have my team, which some of them you guys probably know from the Rules of Survival community, but I'm not going to leak those names yet until the roster is solid. And then another one of those players in my roster is actually a content creator, and a lot of you guys probably don't know who he is, but I will release that information later. So that's pretty much it for the competitive scene topic of Call of Duty Mobile. I think it's going to be huge. So now, final topic of the video, I want to talk about what's new and what this could mean. So I already talked about this a little bit earlier, but now that you could actually spend in-game currency, or spend money, I guess, to get in-game currency, so like COD points, that's a big deal because that means that they could no longer reset everyone's progress. Otherwise, they would lose the money, and that's illegal. So that's new. Optimization is new, and this is really important because when they start optimizing the game, more devices can play it. It's smoother. I've noticed in this recent soft launch, it's smoother. I get better frame rates. The models, the graphics, the characters, everything just looks a little bit crispier and cleaner, and overall just a little bit higher resolution. And small bugs have been fixed, such as one of the big ones was the ADS glitch. There are some bugs that still need to be fixed. One of the biggest ones I would have to say is sometimes when you scope in with an iron sight, the iron sight doesn't align correctly. It's like a couple centimeters off, and it's just a little bit weird. There's another one where the ADS sensitivity is always like a little bit lower than what it should be. So like if you have it at a certain sensitivity, it's actually like a quarter of what it should be. I don't know how to explain it, but that's a big bug that needs to be fixed. But other than that, in the soft launch, they fixed a lot of bugs. They also buffed and nerfed a lot of guns. They buffed, for example, the revolver pistol. They made it really good now with a faster fire rate. They also buffed the shotguns. Those are both really good now. I think they actually could be viable for using and actually like trying to get some good kills with it. Before they were just fun guns because they weren't actually that good. You just mess around with it. They're making a lot of improvements to the game is basically what I'm trying to say here. And finally, I want to talk about one of the biggest things that I think would be like new, because right now I already talked about what is new. I want to talk about what is going to be new and what's going to be new maybe in the next cycle or maybe during the global release or global beta. I think during the global beta they will release the zombie mode because that's been leaked for a while. Another thing, actually I forgot to mention this earlier, the battle royale mode has been insanely optimized. It's like 60 FPS now, extremely smooth. So if you guys end up playing that, it's a lot different than what it used to be. So yeah, going back to where I was. Zombie mode, we could probably expect that to release during the global release or the global beta. I think it's probably going to be global beta. I still think they will have a global beta. And remember, global beta is not really that different than global release. Global beta is more of just, they call it a testing phase, just like Rules of Survival Season 0. I think PUBG also had like a kind of like a beta global phase as well. It's basically everyone can play it around the world. It's just they like to call it a testing phase, you know what I mean? Even though technically everyone can play it, so it's not so testing. But that's pretty much all the stuff that's what's new, and that is also the last topic I wanted to cover. But yeah, guys, so I talked about release date for global launch, I talked about the competitive scene, I talked about the soft launch and what that means and how it can contribute to global launch. I talked about what's new and what is going to be new, and that's pretty much going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay as well. I think it was like a 40-something kill inside of ranked. And yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Again, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave any questions down below. Comment anything that you're really excited for in Call of Duty Mobile. And subscribe to the channel if you guys are new for some more Call of Duty Mobile related content. And that's going to be it. Hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out. With